All right, messages from spirit. All right, Lorelai, who do you want me to focus on today?
Sean Boshat.
It's so funny. He's funny already, I can tell you this. He's like, you better be right, it's me. And he's like, remember I said when I was doing my opening, I could feel a bunch of people behind you?
Yeah.
When you said his name, he stepped forward. He's like, you better believe that's me. And he pushed everybody else back right away. Okay, are you ready to do this?
Yes. Yes.
All right, both feet flat on the floor. I want you to, when I'm done talking, I want you to close your eyes and then I want you to take a deep breath, picturing that deep breath starting at your big toe, slowly pulling it all the way up through your body, and then blow it directly towards me and give me a minute to focus. Okay. So here we go. You ready?
Yes.
I'm going to keep my eyes closed for a minute here as I do this puzzle done part. It's just easier for me to see them this way. So right away, he's making my face very itchy. The itchiness is my sign of disfiguration or that at the end of their life, they did not look the way that they did through most of it. The soul actually feels too young to be on the other side. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that they were 10 or 20 when they passed. It just means they didn't live till like 90 or 100, like we would think of as a long life. I taste blood, which is my symbol for trauma or tragedy. Does not necessarily mean there was blood. It just means the situation of their passing was traumatic, or very painful for, not for him. He's okay. He's funny. I got to tell you, he's trying to make me laugh. But definitely for the souls that are left behind. He is not stepping forward alone. As I said earlier, they don't always. He's bringing a mother figure forward with him, and I'm going one above, so I'm not sure if he means that's his grandmother or your grandmother. I'm not exactly sure yet, but then he gives you a rose, which is my symbol for birthday, anniversary, or a date that happens once a year. So that would have just passed or is coming up. Is some of this making sense to you?
Yes. And will mention it's my one of my girlfriends. She's a
Oh,
girlfriend. Yeah.
I'm stop. No wonder she's trying to make me. She's poking me, and I thought he was being funny. I get you now why she's poking me. Okay, the rest of it, do you understand? Uh,
Yes.
how did she pass?
Her son stabbed her to death.
Oh, sweetheart, I'm so sorry. Now, when you say that, she shows me spinning thoughts and she puts the white blanket over him, which is my symbol for watching over somebody that has health or stress issues. Now, when you say her son stabbed her to death, she's making me feel like he was not in his right mind. He was not in his right mind. And she's going to make me cry. Hold on a second. I'm holding my stones very tightly because she's like, please don't be mad at him. Please don't be mad at him. Get him the help he needs. I have no hate in my heart for him whatsoever. She knows that if he was in his right mind, this never would have happened. It feels like a combination of two things. It feels like there is some type of mental disability, as well as possibly some substance or something like that, that is like a double whammy. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know that he even knows why he did it, but yeah, that was our guess. Definitely mental health, and we guessed possibly meth or something.
See, sometimes, and here's the thing, she said that her son is now getting help.
He's in jail, so maybe he is getting help.
Sometimes jail can be the most important place for us here in the physical world. It can be very, very powerful tool in transformation. When you have somebody that is locked into a mental disability and locked into, I say locked into because it's like being locked and stuck in addiction, right? They have no way out of addiction. But she and him came up with a plan. Not that they planned this, but they did before they came here as a plan to help him break that addiction. And you know what? Jail is the first stop in not having access to those drugs that he had in the when he did what he did. Not only that, but he has to sit and feel and reevaluate and experience everything that happened. So now he's inspired to do things differently than he did before. Whereas before this happened with mom, he had no inspiration to make changes whatsoever. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
She's okay. Please know this. That's why. So there really was blood. Oh, isn't that funny? I thought she was just poking me. I understand now what she was doing. See, this is why I say they're puzzle pieces to me. They're not talking to me. They're talking to you. I'm just the interpreter. I don't
Yeah.
always know what it means at first, but once you validate them like that, I'm like, oh, you're not just trying to make me laugh. I'm actually okay. Gotcha. But she is trying to laugh about the situation in a sense because all I feel around her soul is gratitude. Never underestimate the power of a mother's love. And a mother would give her, sorry, I got 4 kids. Now this one's touching my heart. How many people do you hear say, I would die for them? I would die for them. I would die for them. She literally did.
Yeah.
Usually the answer is, will you live for them? But she's like, Tracy, I had to die in order to help him live. And I don't regret that for a second. Okay. She's been sending you messages all week. She's like, okay, done with the sappy stuff. Let's, first of all, she's with the grandmother figure or the mother figure on the other side. Is her mom on the other side or is that her? It feels like grandma.
I believe her mom is still alive.
That would make sense to me because she's going one above, right? So sometimes what they'll do, especially because they know these messages are being recorded, is she wants you to let her family know that she's with the grandmother on the other side. Her grandma came to get her and she did not suffer. Like I'm telling you, when I feel what I thought were pokes, that's the way she felt it. She didn't feel the pain. God has mercy when we're in situations like that. And the soul will step out of the body, but stay attached with a spiritual cord so that we are aware of everything that's going on, but we are not feeling it at the time it's happening. She transitioned very quickly and was greeted by her grandmother on the other side. And she's like sending you messages all week long. First of all, this feels kind of recently, like I would say within the last 2 to 5 years. How long ago did this happen?
Oh, it's like 6 or 7 years now. Yeah.
Still
Like,
feels very, very recent.
yeah.
Probably because I'm picking up that energy off of you as well.
Yeah.
But she's been surrounding you with birds recently, birds everywhere. Do you understand the birds?
I don't know, but
Let me ask that differently. Have you been noticing the birds
oh,
around you?
I notice birds all the time. All the time. Yes.
It's funny. Look at what I have right in front of me. This came from my cat after she passed. A lot of people saw me grieving last month when my cat died. And then my other cat went missing a couple of days later. And while we were out looking for him, I found this feather. And it's the exact same colors as my cat was, which
Oh,
is,
wow.
look at it. Doesn't it look like a little tabby cat? Like,
Yes. Yeah.
so spirit will use signs and symbols that contain the message they're trying to give to you. And birds and feathers are a very strong message that everything is going to be okay. Have you heard that song by Bob Marley? Every
Yeah.
little thing's going to be all right. That song? Do you know the name of
Yep.
that song?
No. Isn't
It's Three Little Birds.
oh, really?
Listen to the lyrics. Even Bob
Okay.
Marley understood that this concept because the lyrics go, three little birds sat outside my window singing that sweet song that every little thing is going to be all right.
Wow. Okay.
That's why she's sending you the birds. Whose birthday or anniversary is she talking about? Because she's still referencing the rose. I wonder if she's going to Mother's Day. No, it feels after that. Feels like it's after that. Slow this down. There's a birthday, an anniversary, or a date that happens once a year around you. Not just for her son, but around you that she's talking about. So if it hasn't already happened, then it's coming up.
Okay.
You don't know what that means?
No, I don't.
I'm seeing June, 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 June.
Oh, well, did you? No, it was July. Sorry, July is when she died.
Ah, okay. So I understand the relevance now. So the rose, again, is that symbol. This is why I say it this way. It either means a birthday, an anniversary, or a time of year that happens every year, or a date that happens every year. So as we're coming up to June, weather puzzle pieces. She's been sending you birds, letting you know everything's going to be okay. You're here today, which is right before the month of June, which is right before the month she passed. So the buildup around June and stuff, the end of May, the beginning of June and stuff towards the date that she passed has brought you grief in the past, has made you reminded you every year of her passing, which is why she's surrounding you in birds right now, wanting you to know that it's going to be okay. And this month, as you approach that day, she doesn't want you to think of it as the date of her passing. She wants you to understand that's her heavenly birthday. Now, she has two birthdays. One, the day she was born here on earth, and two, the day she was born on the other side. And make no mistake, she said she's still helping her son, just in a different way. She can be in with the jail, she can be in the jail with him in spirit. He doesn't even know it. She's the only woman allowed in the jail. She's like, "Can we talk about her house for a minute? I love your house. I love your house. I love your house. I love your house. Did you move since she transitioned?
No,
What
no.
did you do to it then? How do you understand that?" Because she's like overemphasizing.
Oh, I work from home now. She like that happened after she died. So yeah,
She's in your house with you a lot. I just asked her in my head, I'm like, "Is that what you mean?" And she's like, "Well, we're here all the time. We're here in the house all the time." Did you get new furniture as well? Because she's like moving stuff out of the way and bringing in new stuff.
yeah, I did. Yeah,
So I'm like, "That's it? You're just happy to be in the house with her while she's working?" She's like, "No, I'm telling her I like what she did with the house as well." And she's showing me like getting rid of some of the furniture and bringing in new stuff. See, when I connect with them, I ask them to give me validations of things I can't know. So you know that they're with you. I
yeah.
know that you changed your furniture around. She does. She just put a ring on your finger. Are you engaged or married
No.
yet? You're totally single?
Yes.
Your friend really wants you to be a part of your life again. It's funny because I just made a video about this before we started. They are not gone. They're still here. It's just that they vibrate so fast and high you can't see them with your physical eyes. So what you got to do is you got to write her honey-do lists. You got to say, "All right, Sean, right?
Yep.
All right, Sean, what I want you to do is I want you to help line me up with somebody who's going to love me the way that I deserve to be loved." She's telling you to focus on what qualities you want in your life and what qualities you want him to have and what your life is going to look like if he comes into your world. Because if you stay focused on what you don't want, life is going to serve you more of what you don't want. And she's like, "You've been single long enough." She's so trying to get you hooked up because she wants you to have the support in your life that you deserve to have. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah.
So tell her exactly what he feels like, what qualities he has, how your life feels when he's in it, and give it to her. Write it down on a piece of paper like what you're doing right now. But make sure you write down the positive stuff and not the negative stuff. Because what do you call your words when you write them down?
Affirmations?
Hmm,
No.
spelling.
Oh.
What's a spell?
Oh. Okay.
People don't realize that. Our words written down are the invisible vibrations of thought and speech, two-dimensionally manifested. And now your loved ones, your guides, your angels, they gather together all the components on the other side to align them and manifest them in your reality in a third dimensional way. But everything has a process of creation. It starts with thought and speech. You write it down. You do this every time you go to a restaurant. You think about what you want, you speak it to the waitress, she writes it down, she takes it back to the kitchen. Now, when that happens, your job is to sit and wait and get excited, knowing that what you ordered is going to be served at the moment that it's ready. She gave her life to be of service to her children. She said children. She's got more than one son.
Yeah, yeah.
She's not done being in your life. She's like, I've been dead long enough. I'm not dead anymore. I'm still here. If you give her things to do, she will line them up in your reality so dramatically that it'll be mathematically impossible to be fluke, random, or chance. Okay. She said you smelled her. And I'm like, okay, I never know what that means. Did she smoke?
Yes.
So every once in a while you get like a little whiff of cigarette smoke and you're like, where's that coming from?
Oh,
That's her.
okay.
See, they can only use the signs and symbols that you understand. Because if I try to give you a message and it's written in Chinese and you don't speak Chinese, it does me no good to keep showing you the same message.
Yeah.
So next time you smell that, know that that's her with you, letting you know that she's with you in that moment. And she's like showing me your thoughts and saying, tell her I can hear her thoughts and that's my best. She was your best friend.
She was definitely one of my best friends.
Because she's like, that's my best friend she's talking to in her head. I hear what you're saying to yourself. And she's like, you are so beautiful and amazing. And she is not done helping you and being a part of your life. So give her things to do so that she can show up and love you the way that she wants to continue to do so. And then she said she'll be at the wedding. And I think that is not necessarily yours. Yes, yours. That's a little bit in the future. But somebody else in the family is either just got or got married since she passed or is getting married coming up because she's talking about attending a wedding in spirit. Does she have a daughter?
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know how that message pertains to her, but she's like, you tell my daughter I will be at her wedding.
Okay.
Is she already married?
I I don't think so. Unfortunately, just quick, Dustin murdered his girlfriend, and then a few days later murdered his mom and then his stepfather. So after all of that, the family is um,
Warren.
very separated and disjointed, and yeah.
No wonder I could feel so many people around you when you said her name. She wasn't the only one that stepped forward, but she was kind of joking and pushing them back. She's like, no, she said me, not you. Ha ha. But they're all there with her. Everybody went up. She's like, all dogs go to heaven. And she's kind of joking. But at,
And he killed her dog, well, because his dog tried to protect her. Yeah.
see, the boy needed help.
Yeah.
And now he's getting it. I think the message for her sister or for his sister as well, her daughter, is that it's okay to love from a distance. You don't have to forgive today. You don't have to forgive in this lifetime. That's what heaven is for. You get to go through the life review, you get to see it from a different perspective. And sometimes it's just too hard to forgive in the physical world, and that is okay too. Um, so that down. Feels like, see, my voice is even choking up as we're saying this. It feels like the daughter's had a very hard time, as you said, that forgiving. And she's like, that's okay. Sometimes that anger is a release, it's the path of least resistance. So,
Yeah, there's four other kids and none of them forgive him.
yeah. And that's okay. She doesn't expect them to like go all forgiving him. She's like, you know what? I'm the only one that's there's other schools over there as well, but mom is the one that is not in the physical anymore and can see things from the higher perspective. So she's going to be the one to go and make sure he's okay. That's not their job. And what she wants for them is that they find healing and happiness in the present. And then she said thank you because it feels like you've tried to reach out to them a number of times. And she's like, when they're ready, it will line up. And to ask her first, say, all right, Sean, line this up for me. If your kids are ready to speak to me, then let me know. And if not, I will wait. And I'll know that when the time is right, it will all line up. You're one of these people that it's hard to pull back from because this is such a situation that it feels like I could just talk for an hour on the situation alone. Um, she just keeps putting the heart around everybody, which is healing and reconnection. And I can feel the kids are all separated, like in different places, even not just emotionally separated, but they're in literal physical different places.
Yeah.
She's like, you know what the beauty part is? That as a soul, I can be in all places at the same time. She's okay. Please know she's okay. She just gave you a rose again. You don't know the kids' birthdays, do you?
No, no.
That'll be meaningful when you connect with them. Because I don't know if she's meaning that she's with them around their birthday as well, like a birthday or an anniversary, or if she's trying to ask you to share this with them when the time is right so that this time of year is not dreading July. Do you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
she's also, as we're talking about the kids, giving you that rose. She just squeezed you. She's pulling it. So hard for her to pull her energy back, but she just hugged you. And she said, last thing, she wants you to know what those hugs feel like. See, people think that when the dead are around that it gets real cold. It doesn't. Evil is cold. Love is warm. So when she's with you, you'll get little hot flashes when she hugs you. That's her soul moving through you, hugging you in spirit. You understand that?
Yeah.
By the way, thank you for what you wrote for her. I don't know if you've shared it to anyone else, but she's read everything you wrote. She keeps showing me looking over your shoulder and saying, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I read everything you wrote, and I can see a letter close to her heart. Feels like you wrote a letter to her. Do you understand that?
I wrote on her Facebook page. Yeah.
Good enough. She's got that close to her heart. She's thanking you for being strong and supportive during that process because not everybody was able to be in that kind of energy. Aw. As she pulled her energy back, she said, now fix your car. What does that mean?
Somebody rear-ended me in March,
Oh,
and I'm still trying to get it fixed.
now this is awesome. Not that your car got rear-ended, not that it hasn't been fixed yet, but yeah, that it hasn't been fixed yet. Because if you had fixed it, then you would have fixed it on your own. But if you ask her and say, all right, Sean, thank you for helping me with my car. You fix it. You line me up with the person that can fix it. Make it cheaper and easier for me. Let's get it done. And you watch how quickly that lines up. It will be mathematically impossible to be fluke, random, or chance. Make sense?
Thank you. Yeah, and I appreciate you saying all of that too, because she was always my go-to with my daughter who has mental health issues. And so,
So now you know that it's not your responsibility if somebody is completely unstable, even as a mama. It's not your responsibility to put yourself physically in that situation. Sometimes you have to love from a distance. That is the best thing for you and everybody else involved.
yeah,
So this is what I mean. When they pass in this way, they it's not for nothing. It's to help in many different ways that they couldn't help in the physical world. And sometimes the actual representation of how they passed is a life lesson that we can now use to help us navigate our lives in a more healthy, meaningful way than we would without that information. So that tells me that sometimes you feel guilty that you can't help her enough or that you're not there to help her and do the things that you want to do. And she's like, trust me, don't try. It's all good. If and when she's ready for your help, she will reach out and ask, and then you can be in the right place, right moment, right time.
yeah,
But don't force it because sometimes they're just too unstable to be helped. And the only thing that was going to help her son was being exactly where he is. And I don't think he's getting out anytime soon, especially now that I understand how many souls are on that side. It's interesting. She said 15. What does that mean? How many years did he get?
he didn't get as many as you might think because they make decisions on what's premeditated and what wasn't and what's manslaughter. And so, Yeah, it was quite surprising. I actually think it was probably around 15. Yeah, it was like 10 or 15.
Oh, don't
But
you worry. He's not getting out of jail and going back into the general population. If he gets out of jail, he'll be going straight into an institution or somewhere that will be able to deal with his mental illness for as long as he lives in this physical world.
good.
Pulling her energy back, saying, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, as she's pulling her energy back. I hope that was helpful, hon.
Yes, thank you. Because yeah, I feel like I lost her to ask for help and advice, but now I realize I can still ask her for help and
Yes,
advice.
you have to. Not so much advice. They won't tell you what to do. They're not allowed to tell you what to do. They're your spiritual GPS. So your maps, you have to tell them the destination, and then your maps will draw you a map and give you voice instructions along the way. That's what spirit will do. They have a higher perspective, vantage point than we do. So when you say, I want my car fixed, she's like, perfect. This is the map. This is how you get there. This is how we work it. And that way, you still feel their presence in your life. You don't live the rest of your life without them. The communication just changes a little bit differently.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Big hugs.
Thanks.
All right, Julio, that leads me over to you because the whole time I'm reading for this lady, your son also passed in a tragedy as well. And he's over here going, yeah, you're listening, right, Dad? Right, Dad? Right, Dad? That's all I can hear from him as she's talking about unfortunate circumstances. How are you?
I'm doing well, Tracy. How are you doing?
I'm okay. Your son, I wasn't sure if you were going to be here or not. Your son started telling me like a week ago that he couldn't wait for you to come. And I'm like, I was arguing with him. I'm like, but he hasn't bought a ticket yet. And he's like, don't worry, he will, he will. And then yesterday I sit down, I'm like, oh, there's Leo's ticket.
Well, I when we spoke last month, you mentioned about my father, and I'd mentioned to my son that I wanted to talk with them, but Julio jumped in and he says, "Oh no, I want to talk with my dad."
Yeah. So you want to bring forward your dad this time?
Well, I don't want my boy to get all hurt.
He's not hurt. Trust me, they don't see it from that perspective. He, as you noticed, he's here already. He was, I was
Hmm.
talking to this other lady. He's like, yeah, see, you hear that, Dad? He's already participating with you. He knows you know he's here. So
Yeah.
his way of getting his word in first before we bring in Dad.
Okay.
And it's almost Father's Day. So that is very appropriate. And your son is funny. He's very funny. He's like, no, 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 I get to spend it with grandpa, like almost teasing you that they get to spend
Mhm.
that day together. And then your dad's like, shh, be nice. Okay, your dad is very strong this time. Are you ready to do this?
Yes.
Okay. Both feet flat on the floor for me. I want you to close your eyes and then I want you to take a deep breath, picturing that deep breath starting at your big toe, slowly pulling it all the way up through your body and then blow it directly towards me and give me a minute to focus. Aw, I like your dad's energy. First of all, he's speaking another language, or he's talking really, really fast. There's an accent or another language here. Um, he steps forward and he's got your son like this. And he said that um, he's happy to do that to let your son go first because he wants you to know that there's not a second that your son has been alone on the other side, that they are absolutely together. He's taking me to the chest and making me feel like Interesting. I don't know if I felt impact to the chest or if somebody tried to resuscitate him or what that is. I feel my last breath, but he jumps up and down, showing me that he has free mobility on the other side, that he can move. He's feeling so much better on the other side since he transitioned. I can tell that the body was starting to wear down or that he did not have good quality of life left in the physical reality. You understand that?
Mm-hmm.
That
Yes,
does put the heart around you or him and mom. The heart is my symbol for healing and reconnection. Your mom is also on the other side.
that's correct.
I think I've read for her before because I just heard hello again, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember. Read for so many of you guys. It goes out this side, but
Yeah.
so he wants you to know that they have reconnected on the other side, and I feel distance or space, like one passed some time before the other one. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And he shows me the yellow rose. The yellow rose is my sign for friendship. Now, it always means friendship, but very often they will show me the yellow rose if souls were separated or divorced in the physical reality. Sometimes they'll show me that yellow rose if there was just a long physical separation as well, and letting me know that they're back together and they have that restored that friendship on the other side. That makes sense.
Yes.
Were your parents still together when they passed?
No.
Ah. So that's why they're showing you the yellow rose, wanting you to know that heaven is real. You don't take the pain with you. You don't take the anger with you. That when they get to that side, they're able to see things from a higher perspective and find peace and healing together.
Unfortunately, I didn't get to meet him.
Your son is funny. He's like, see, that's why I can jump in and you can hear me so loud because his vibration is very strong around you. But that doesn't mean that you're not going to be able to experience your dad in the physical reality. This is one of the things that I love about spirit, but takes patience when you're learning to conduct these messages. And that is that there is no such thing as fluke, random, or chance. It's not an accident in the order these messages are being delivered in. And so the fact that I spent a lot of time explaining to the lady before you about how your loved ones want you to ask them to help you with stuff. And they want to send you signs and symbols so that you will understand. And the more you understand the messages they send you, the more they will send you messages because then you don't have to live without them. I know it's not the same as when they were here in the physical reality, like we can use speech, we can hug each other. Physical communication is so much easier than indirect, subtle, vibrational communication. But once you understand those signs and symbols and you're talking to them all the time, they will line them up in your world so easily. It's mathematically impossible to be fluke, random, or chance. And the more they line them up for you and the more you understand them, the more they will send them and the more they will communicate. And the more you ask are communicating with them and they are communicating with you, the less you feel like you don't know your dad, the more you will feel his soul's presence, not his absence. Does that make sense?
It does.
Your dad wants you to know that despite his flaws, because that's exactly the way I heard it, despite my flaws, my son grew up to be 10 times the father that I was. That absence or space that was in your life, it feels like that started before he even passed. Do you understand that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And he's like, you know what? That's one of the reasons why him and your son are so connected on the other side. That your son is a beautiful representation of you. What an amazing dad you are. He's like, okay, so he had a little bit of a rocky end, but he's like, it wasn't his fault. And boys will be boys, is what I heard. This was overdose, or not overdose, poisoning, more like it. How did he pass? I got substance, and I know it wasn't by
How
his own hand.
how did who pass?
Your son.
Well, my son was murdered, remember?
I, I remember he didn't pass of his own hand, but I don't remember how it happened because I feel poisoned and I don't know, I don't remember what that means. How did he pass?
He was murdered.
Like in what way, honey?
He was shot.
Okay. So when I say I feel poisoned, I can definitely feel, okay, so what poisoning feels like to me is substance, that there is substance or something like that involved in his passing. Now, doesn't necessarily mean that he was intoxicated out of his skull, but I definitely feel some substance at play in his passing. But again, he didn't choose to leave this world. He didn't do anything wrong. He was an
Yes.
amazing kid, and you were an amazing dad. And your dad needs you to know that he has high respect for you, that he's still learning how to be a dad vicariously through you. He's watching you parent your other children. Not all of us are natural born parents, you know what I mean? Some of us really struggle with that. Your dad feels like one of those souls that really struggled with a number of things. And so now that he's able to look down and watch you parenting, and he's learning vicariously through you how to do a better job. And he's very close with your son on the other side.
Hmm.
He put a picture back to back. Have you seen pictures of your dad?
Yes, I did.
Does your son look a little bit like him?
Um, no, I don't think so. It looks more like me.
Maybe that's what I'm seeing. He's showing me two pictures back to back, and I'm seeing an older picture and a younger picture, and the two look very similar. Like if this,
Maybe the picture he's showing you was when he was probably younger.
yes,
I,
that
I seen a picture when he was older, probably in his, I don't know, in his 50s, 60s or something like that.
he's like closer to your age now.
Yeah.
What he's getting at, though, that's exactly what he's trying to say, is that when he was your son's age, that he looks very similar to what your son looks like on the other side.
Oh, okay, I got it.
I'm seeing like an older black and white picture and then a picture of your son, and he's like holding them up and he's like, looks just like me, looks just like me.
Okay.
Why'd your dad just give you money? What are you building? He's like showing me building something and he just gave you some money and he's like, I can help with that.
I'm not building anything. I have some goats out in the back and
I
they keep
remember
me
these goats.
really busy.
I remember these goats when you say that. That's what he's
Yeah.
building. He's taking you out in the yard, and I feel like he's building a shed or something like this for them.
Yeah, I built some like a cover for them for their water trough and because of the wind and I'm trying to block it off for them and everything and but of course I got one female alpha goat and she's just a really bad goat. She just goes and headbutts everything and tears everything up and her daughter follows her everything she does.
I don't mean to laugh, but your
No, they keep me busy, believe me, they
that's
keep me
exactly what
busy.
your dad said. He's like, thank God for that because they keep you on your toes. It makes
Yeah, they
you
do.
entertainment. See, that's what my grandma used to call, that's just the color in your story. Sometimes life has to color it up a little bit. Those are the details that later on in life that you will remember. If she was just a good goat all the time, then that would be, oh well, you know what I mean? Like that would be not as entertaining as it is when you don't know what to expect every day and you got to go out there and it's like, not chaos, but yeah, beautiful chaos in a sense. It keeps you alive. It
Mhm.
keeps you having a purpose here. He wants to help with that next time. He's like, so when you're building something, ask me for help and I will line it up for you. He just gave you some new tools as well and a new fence. When you said she's headbutting everything, do you have to fix the fence?
Well, yes.
Because he's like giving me fence.
See, I'm the type of person with everything that's getting so expensive in the world. I try to repurpose everything that I get. I hate buying stuff because it's so expensive. So whatever I have in my property, I repurpose it, and I'm really creative in doing that. And I save a lot of money, and so I try to do that. So I'm a retired combat vet, and you would think, well, why is he doing all that? Well, because I enjoy it. It helps
I
with my
think your
PTSD
dad,
and everything.
I think your dad knows that about you because I don't know that about you. But what did he say? He's like, tell him I'll give him money. I'll pay for that. I'll help him with that and I'll give him money. He knows that you're
Yeah.
very frugal in that way. So he's trying to help.
Mm-hmm.
He'll be there for your Father's Day barbecue or get together. You guys are having a dinner, it feels like, on Father's Day or the weekend of Father's Day. And he's like, all three of us will be here. So your grandfather's stepping forward as well.
Really?
I'm like, three? I got you and your son, or your dad and your son, who's the third man. And I see your father's father step forward. And I don't think
Oh,
you knew him very well either,
no, I didn't. Well, I didn't know either one of them.
but they know you.
Okay.
They know you. I say it to people like this. If you have a child, let's say, well, you embody this scenario actually. Let's say your son had a child before he transitioned. Okay? Now he gets up there in heaven and his son grows up and has babies. Do you think he's going to watch over those babies and love them just as much as he would in the physical world?
Mm-hmm.
Your grandfather watches over you and loves you just as much as he would
Okay.
if he was here in the physical world as well.
Well, that's good.
Okay, so hold on a sec. He just said something about being very proud of you, and he's spinning you around, which is my symbol for changing the way we eat, watching, working on our health, exercising, losing weight, something like that. Have you been doing something to take better care of yourself recently?
I'm always really conscious about what I eat, how I take care of myself, how I exercise, and could I be doing it better? Of course. But I really try hard.
Your grandfather's showing me how strong you are, actually. He's like telling me strong. Why do I hear another language? See, even the accent comes out when I'm trying to interpret the message. What language?
Spanish, it would be Spanish.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know what language it is. I just know that I can hear it in another language almost. And when I try to translate it, I'm getting my grandma's French accent coming out of my mouth.
Yeah.
And they also are letting you know that they woke you up. Well, your dad specifically, he's like pushing the other guys away, and he's like, "That was me that woke you up. That was me that woke you up. You ask, and I will show up." So it feels like you asked your dad for a message or for something, and he woke you up in the middle of the night or very early in the morning.
Yeah. Yeah. For about the last 2, 3 days, I've been getting up at 3 in the morning and I just kind of jump up and, you know,
That's a answer to something that you've been asking. So that time in the morning, between 3 and 5 in the morning, that is one of the most magical hours in the entire day. What you are thinking and speaking and feeling at that time of the day sets the tone for the rest of your day. So when you get up at that early in the morning, sit for a few minutes and just vibrationally create your day. That means you're going to visualize it going the way that you want it to go. You're going to visualize that goat being nice.
I've been doing that for the last couple of days. I wake up and I'll sit at the edge of the bed and I'll kind of think about what's going on and
That's the
yeah.
whole point. That's why they're waking you up. Because
Mm.
when you are vibrationally creating your day, and I'm glad that you validated you've been doing that. How much better do your days go?
Well, they go they're all right. But I just kind of thought that, oh my gosh, I'm getting older and now I'm sitting at the edge of the bed here just kind of thinking out loud and
You're
but
receiving messages from your loved ones. And the thing is, you think it's your own thought. It's not. See,
mhm.
this is what happens. You pray to your loved ones on the other side and you say, help me do better. Help me do better here on in the
Yep.
in the physical world. So they say, okay, I'll help you do better. I'm going to wake your butt up early in the morning, tell you to sit at the end of the bed and visualize life going amazing so that we can line it up for you the way that you vibrationally create it, because they are drawing the map, remember. You're
Yes.
choosing
Okay.
with your creation. So they told you to do that. You listened. Even if you didn't know it was them telling you to do that, you just thought it was your own thoughts. That was your dad telling you that this is what you got to do, responding to the question that you asked. And now that you are vibrationally creating your day, they line it up for you and they are a part of your everyday life. And life starts getting easier and easier and better the more that you do that. It doesn't mean that nothing bad will ever happen to you again. It just means that you are more in control of where you go. It's like with your spiritual GPS. If you put into your maps a destination, it'll draw you a map and give you voice instructions along the way. Doesn't mean there won't be a roadblock or an accident on the way.
Yeah.
Sometimes those things pop up. But if that happens, your loved ones in spirit will navigate you around that to continue along the way. You are never alone on this journey, ever. Okay. So your son's like, but I got to talk to my dad one more time. And why is he showing me garbage bags?
Garbage bags?
Yes, there's something about the garbage.
I don't know.
Feels like something to do with the goats and garbage, or taking the garbage out and something to do with the goats. And I don't know what he means by that.
Well, I try to stay ahead of the goats because if not, they'll get into everything and anything and they'll eat everything and then they'll just, oh
He'll
my
get into
gosh.
your garbage.
Well, no, 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 that's all fenced off and everything, but um, oh no, they'll get into whatever they can get into. They're very, very nosy and curious and they're so funny.
When you say the garbage is all fenced off, either you need new garbage bags or it's completely full right now, or there's something to do with the garbage bags in the garbage bin. Because he keeps taking me there and saying, talk about this, talk about this. And I'm like, we just did. He said it's fenced off. I don't know what you mean by that. Um,
Yeah, no, the trash cans are out in the front. And there and of course I have a fence around the property on the an inner fence around the property to keep the goats from, getting into the driveway and into the front part of the yard and but if I walk out there and I forget to leave that gate open, oh, it's on.
it's their favorite toy.
Oh my gosh, they'll just go in there and they'll have a party.
He's talking about giving them toys, but then I see them chewing the toys, which is
Yes.
interesting. So you can't give them toys because they'll eat them.
They have eaten stuff like that, but I don't even give them anything like that. I give them a bunch of bananas and carrots. Those are their treats.
You know what I'm seeing? You know those big rubber chickens? Make all that noise. He's throwing one of
Yeah.
those into the goat pen, but then I see them chewing it. Like I don't know if they would actually eat it or just play with it, but
They would probably eat it, and I can't afford that
that's
because
what he's saying.
yeah, I can't afford that because then they will get sick, and then I gotta haul them down to the vet, and that costs a lot of money, and
Oh,
it's
I
like
got it. I got it. The goats are just bored. Okay, so I
they're boar
understand.
goats.
What?
They're boar goats.
Yes, but he's
They're
saying,
the goats that have the real long ears that go droopy down. That's what.
they're bored.
Oh,
BORE.
they're always bored. They're always bored. They were born bored.
There's things you can do. See, I don't have a goat. He's very disappointed in my library of goats up here. But he's like, Dad, there's things you can do that will keep them keep them occupied so they're not getting into the garbage, so they're not chewing and butting everything. There are games that you can do for them and with them. That I don't have them in my library, but I'm fairly certain if you say, okay, show me what to do with these guys, that'll keep them entertained. Watch
Okay.
him line that up for you. And
I'll
then
ask.
it becomes a whole new type of chaotic energy around you.
Okay, I'll ask him to do that to show me what is it to give them so that way it'll keep them gainfully occupied and leave me alone.
That's exactly it. He said she's just bored. That's why they get into the garbage sometimes. And blocking off the garbage didn't help. So if you give them certain little toys that we think of as toys, that won't help because they'll just eat them. But there is a way to keep them entertained. I don't have it in my library, so I can't share it with you, but they know what it is. And if you ask them and then you start searching it up and watching for it on different types of social media and YouTube and things like that, they will line it up for you. And when that
Yeah.
happens, your son and your dad want you to know that was them that did that for you and to keep talking to them and giving them more things to do so they can keep interacting with you. Because watch what happens is that you tell them that's what you want, you go searching for it on social media, and then boom, you find all this stuff that you didn't even know was there. And now your goat problem solved. Now you don't feel like they're gone. You still feel like they're here interacting with you. They just helped you solve your goat problem.
Yeah, I'll look into that.
Hmm. Bumping. Do you have a truck?
I do.
I can feel him jumping around in the back of the truck. And I'm like, why are you doing that? He's like, tell him it's me. Tell him it's me. Were you going somewhere and it was really bumpy or like, what am I feeling? He's like, bump, 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 bump.
Huh, no, I don't
It feels like we're driving on gravel road. I'm seeing myself as like 7 years old back in like the 80s when we were allowed to ride in the back of trucks and we were like flying out the sides and stuff. This is
yeah.
like what he's showing me.
Yeah, no, I don't no,
I
no, I
got it.
wasn't.
So he used to do that exact same scenario with you when he was little. He used to ride around in the back of the truck when you guys would be driving around places. Not through the city and stuff, of course, but like camping and stuff like that.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
still doing that with you now. So are you guys going
Okay.
camping coming up?
No, no, I don't no, because I my goats they can't fend for themselves. So they, and when I first got my goats, they were always getting stuck in the fence, and then they would be there all day long in the heat. And I would, by the time I get home, I'm calling for one of them, and I can't find them. So I go to the other yard, and she's there stuck in the fence. So I'm really, I have to be really careful. And like I said the last time, I'm the type of person that if you have animals, you better take care of them.
Yeah, but that
You don't
means you
get
still
animals and
get a
just,
break from time to time.
yeah,
Maybe
and
this is
I'm
why,
good.
pardon?
I'm I'm good.
He's like, I know, but he's going. So giving you things to do to keep them occupied so that you don't feel like you have to be there every second of every day. He's reminding you that he's always going to be your little travel buddy in the back of your truck going everywhere that you go and saying, even if it's just out for a day or, like I'm seeing like a park, like a fire, something like that. Like, let's just go for the day. You don't have to go for like a whole weekend or anything, but do
Yeah.
something for you because when you put out the energy that it's okay, they're safe if I go and I do have a day trip with my kids, then now you have freedom involved in that as well. And your loved ones, your dad, your grandpa, your son, there and your mom, she's like, quit leaving me out. They're all there helping to tend to those goats as well. Once you feel like the goats are okay and you still have some kind of freedom, life gets fun.
Yeah. I know. You tell my mama I love her.
She loves you very much. She's so polite, though, I have to say, that she interrupts and then she goes, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I just had to say, that's my boy, that's my boy. She's like, I'm sorry. But she needed to let you know that she was there as well.
Yeah.
Oh, you have a daughter still here in the physical world as well, right? She hugged your daughter. Distance or,
That would be Valerie.
and is she a bit of a distance away from you right now?
Well, I have two daughters. One that lives here, and then another one that just moved to South Carolina.
Got ya. That's what she's showing me the distance or space and letting you know that she's watching over her over there. She's hugging her.
Good.
She's like, I just want my son to know that I'm watching over her there. And again, she pointed to your thoughts. So it must be that you have felt like you've asked them, like, you better take care of her, or you've kind of felt a little bit dis-ease that she's so far away.
Yeah,
Know that your mom knows that and she's been watching over her, doesn't take her eyes off of her.
that's great.
She's in a good position. Like when she moves out there, it feels like it's for a good reason. Like I don't know if it is, it feels like she's working or that she's in a very good job, or else the partner that I can feel around her is in a very good job, which is why they're there. Does that make sense?
Yeah, her husband, I guess, took another job and they were in Colorado. And I spoke to her last year actually, and she told me she was moving out to South Carolina. So I'm figuring that Brian got another job out there, and she used to work. She works for the school system, uh, like in the IT department and stuff like that.
Your mom said again, you're a great dad, and they're so proud of you that they're not missing anything. They're watching over everything in your life, your children, your goats, you, loving the entertainment. What you're calling those bad goats, they're like, oh, that's just entertainment.
Yeah, yeah, it is, and yeah, there's something else.
You know what they are right now? Purpose.
They are. They're a big purpose in my life.
And that's why your loved ones spent most of their time talking about your goats because
Yeah,
those are your
they
babies.
they keep me grounded.
They love you very much. And they're pulling their energy back, but your mom just squeezed you again. So that hot flash thing goes for her too, goes for you too. And you definitely can't get menopause. So
Yeah.
you feel that hot
No,
flash every once in a while through you.
I do feel that hot flash. I probably feel it like probably I don't know, probably every 3 4 days or or once a week. I just got like a hot flash like yesterday. I was like, what the heck?
That one was
So
your son. Because remember, I said he was here a week ago telling me that my dad's coming, my dad's coming. I'm like, no, he is not. He didn't book a ticket this month. And he's like, want to bet? Yesterday, you got the hot flash, and then all of a sudden, you remember to book a ticket. That was your son. This is what I mean. They communicate by your thoughts. You think you're just thinking your own thoughts. That's your son talking to you, and you're understanding him in your mind.
yeah.
All right. He's like, they just go, all right, now let the games begin. You're gonna, when I'm done, I'm gonna Google goat games and figure out what this is because now they're having fun with it. You keep those goats
Yeah.
busy and they will not bug you anymore.
And let me know what you come up with. I'll let
I
you know what
will
I
for
come up with.
sure.
Thank you, Tracy.
You're welcome. Have an amazing rest of your night.
You too. We'll see you.
Yes. All right, Amy, I'm coming to you. You got pregnancy energy, and I hate pregnancy energy. I can feel it. It makes me want to throw up. Oh, I already asked you how you're doing. I know you're doing great, but do you have a focus today?
I don't. I just like I actually booked this very last minute.
Hmm.
I
I
saw
can,
that it was there and I debated and I was like, why not?
well, I can feel little Timmy's soul here, but the main people I feel stepping forward around you is a grandmother figure. And I just saw Dad's face. That's interesting. So Dad's mom is on the other side.
Mhm.
I just saw him step or her step forward. And there is another younger female that's here as well, but she feels like a mother figure of some sort. I don't think there's a blood relation though. I don't know how to explain this. She's above to the side. So I don't know if you have a friend whose mom passed or an auntie maybe that's on the other side, above to the side. There's two people coming through.
Um, the only aunt that I could think of on the other side is my Aunt Evie. And then I have two friends whose mothers have passed.
Okay, I was gonna say this feels more like a friend's mom. And she shows me that you guys were a lot closer when you were younger.
Yeah, oh, that could be either of those friends' parents.
Now she's trying to validate. You know what? It doesn't matter. Now I got both of them here. They're all talking about baby and how excited they are for where you guys are right now and for you to become parents. And like, not just that, you have a grandfather over on this side. Mom's dad is on the other side.
Yes.
He doesn't come through as often. They're all coming through talking about that they're going to be there at the birth of this child. And they're kind of teasing some of the family. Have people been not fighting, but kind of like wanting to be a part of that and like arguing over who gets to be there and stuff because your loved ones are coming through going, no, 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 we're all here. You get to be here. We're all here.
Yeah, family's been something.
They love the name that you picked out. That's all I can hear is talk about the name, talk about the name, talk about the name.
Madison Ray.
Oh, that is so pretty. Oh, she's cute. They're showing me her little cheeks. I feel like I'm seeing the ultrasound is what I'm seeing. Did you just get one?
Yeah, I haven't sent it to you yet. I was going to, and then I was like, I should book. I should see if she has that up yet.
They're showing me. They're like, you should see the ultrasound. I feel like you can see baby's cheeks in the ultrasound, and they're like, she's
Yeah,
so
so
cute.
you'll see it because I'll send it to you later. She's just like laying there, and she's trying to eat her hands.
Aw. It's so interesting because now they're saying, see, we were right. And I'm like, what do you mean we were right? I know that you tried for a long time to get pregnant, but you are a literal physical embodiment of everything we just talked about. Ask them for help, let them line it up, and then be patient because it will line up at the moment that it's ready to line up.
Yeah, no, it really did because I thought I was going back on medicine. I was being patient,
And in
as patient
fact,
as one could be.
you haven't been on medicine now that since you've been pregnant. For anybody that's listening, you have MS, so just so they know what we're talking about here. But your health feels actually better than it has felt before you were pregnant.
Yeah, my blood pressure has been stable. Um, I get sore still and stuff, but it's nothing like before.
Okay, so this is why I like to get the pregnancy ones out of the way. I just swallowed, or they're reminding me of that like thick orange drink you have to drink.
I have to do that June 5th.
So they're going with you for that. Totally not my favorite thing. It tastes like orange crush syrup. She just said in my head they've changed it now. Okay. You'll have to let me know if that's true. I had four babies. I had orange crush syrup for every single baby.
I'll let you know. I was hoping they had a different flavor.
Your grandfather's kind of stepping forward. He's not taking me through his passing. He's taking me back. He's making me feel like he's been on that side for some time. That his mobility is better on the other side. He's got all his strength back. So he definitely lost his strength and mobility before he transitioned. But he's putting the white blanket around your grandma's shoulders, which is my symbol, watching over somebody who has health or stress issues in the physical reality. And I can feel mom's stress around this as well. So has grandma not been well, or is she just coming to the end of her time here in the physical reality?
Graham's 80. She's doing pretty well for 80. We in February we had her big surprise party. Well, not surprise, she knew about it. She said, I'm turning 80, I need a party. So we gave her one.
Oh, he's definitely there for that. You know what I think from the way he's giving me this messages is like Oh, please. They have humor, so please don't take this the wrong way. He's like, I wish you would hurry up and get over here already. Like, I miss my wife. But she's hanging on because she wants to be part of like all the grandbabies and seeing them raised, and she's definitely excited about this one.
She is 14. This will be 14 between grandchildren and great grandchildren.
Aw, he's so proud of you. He's kissed your cheek and he's like, I'm so proud of you, kid. And you know what they just keep saying? I'm like, too soon, guys, too soon. They're like, nah, say it. There is another one after this one.
I know, I just don't think I can do it.
Of course not. You're like what, 8 months pregnant? Every every single pregnant woman says that at 8 months pregnant. You wait
No,
to
it's not even that, Tracy. I'm having the best pregnancy. Like, I am
what makes
having,
you
and
think you
it's
can't do it?
great. No, it was just a very long, hard process that was so like emotionally draining because I couldn't just do it like somebody else, where it would just happen. Everything had to kind of be planned in a certain way. And it was absolutely very tolling.
Yes, but Nat, once you got the hang of how to unstick yourself from the whole complicated process and vibrationally create it and relax a little. Like, what did you say? You relaxed. You were going to go back on medication. You're like, oh, well, I'm not trying to get pregnant. I'm just going to go back on medication. As soon as you let go of trying to control it, boom, lined right up. And you felt better throughout this pregnancy than you even did before you were pregnant. You got to vibrationally create a new path forward so you don't repeat that same process. But if you believe that it's going to be hard, then guess what? It's going to be hard. So he's letting you know ahead of time that it doesn't have to be, and that you might feel like one is good for right now, and that's great. But within another 3 and 4 years from now, you're going to want that child to have a sibling. I'm telling you, they're like baking it into me right now. And they want you to just prepare yourself that and say things generalized to yourself. Like, okay, well, if there's another soul that's meant to come in, he's going to come in and it's going to be easy. And I'm not going to have to try so hard. The only way this baby's getting in is if it's easy. And whoosh, do you see what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
don't have to repeat that same process because it's not meant to be hard. You were in a hard momentum for so long. And when you let go of control, whoosh, comes right in.
Yeah.
They gave your husband a raise. Did he just get a raise?
No.
Huh. There's one coming in. He's like, in fact, get your cards. Hold on. Let's see what they have to say. Which card is coming out? Because he's like, I didn't stutter. There's a raise coming in. He needs to make more money to support all these. Oh, because you've got daughters. You got a daughter now. Did you guys just get pictures done?
No, I was talking about it because
Okay.
we figured this was probably like a one and done situation. So I want everything documented. So I want to do like a maternity shoot and all of that.
Yeah, I can see they're talking about the pictures. Because in my head I'm shuffling and I'm going, what's the money for? What does he need the raise for? And I saw like pictures, family pictures and stuff like that. Now, isn't this funny? Okay, I said there's a raise coming in. He's gonna need a raise, right? Well, first card that comes out is wish fulfillment, is getting ready to be ready. He needs to get ready to be ready for these girls and for life to get a lot more expensive. Poor dad. And look what card it came out with. The Emperor is the father, the husband, the partner, and the boss card. This is work. This is elevation in work. So I just understood the message, is that there's a similar vibration there with your husband as well, as you had before you got pregnant. Feels hard. It feels stuck. So if he just says, thank you for the raise. I don't know when it's coming, but I know it's coming. Thank you for my raise. It will line right back up.
Yeah, no, he talks all the time about going to try and be like higher in our company that we're in, so I could like go part-time so that I could be like home more with the baby because
Um,
after what happened with Timmy, like we're very, very picky about who will be watching our
yeah,
child.
absolutely. And that's one of the reasons why your loved ones know and feel your heart. And so, because they know that that is so important and why that is so important to you, that would be why. See, I'm not in your life to know all the details, but they do. So, when your grandfather gets a chance to step forward and say, all right, now get him a better job, make it easy for him so that I can help you accommodate your wishes. Um, your grandma just said, get the epidural, get the epidural. Have you discussed not getting it?
Yeah, I don't
See,
want
my
to.
face is with somebody who had four babies. The first one
Yeah,
naturally,
yeah.
never again.
No, I don't want one. When I'm in pain and stuff like that, I need to stand up and I need to get up. And if you have an epidural, you can't get up. And then also, I got sciatic nerve pain and all that from my spinal tap. And I don't need more of that because it hurts and I don't want more. So if I have to endure this, then that's what I plan to do. It's my wish to not have one.
Your grandma's up there doing Hail Marys. Like, feels like it could be like a 12 to 20 hour labor. So, like, I don't see a quick in and out kind of labor. Just know that again, if it comes down to that and it's something that you decide that you want to do, that they will help you with it and make it okay. And if you still decide this is not what you want to do, they'll be there with you every step of the way. But yeah, I can definitely hear her going, you know what? I didn't get that option when I was having babies. Get the epidural, get the epidural. And she can see things through my library. I went through 41 and a half hours hard labor and 2 hours of pushing. And let me tell you, nothing more painful. No, I'm not, she's like, shut up, Tracy, stop scaring her. I'm sorry.
No, I've heard every woman in my life who's had a child has
She
given
said,
me
get the
their
epidural.
opinion. No, has given me their opinion. No, my friend Tiffany, actually, and me were talking about that today because she didn't have them. She didn't have an epidural.
Her
Um,
labors were pretty quick though.
yes and no, because she waited. She waited at home. And she goes, girl, if you want to wait at home, you wait at home. And then you'll know when it's ready to go.
Yeah, you will. Just know that they're all going to be with you in the moment that that baby's born. You're already prepared. You got your bag packed already?
His mom might have it packed for me. His mom told, so I had to do the registry and stuff. And my sister Mary goes, you didn't put much for yourself. And his mother goes, she didn't need to. I have her taken care of. I
Aw.
know what she's going to need, and I have it.
Now that's an excited grandma. Is this her first grandchild?
Her last. So
Ah,
me and Josh decided that we were going to do this once because one, I'm just getting older and all of that. And it was, a little toll process. But we're so excited, and she's so excited because she's like, it's my last one. And we're like, she's very involved.
they all just said, well, we'll see if it's the last one or the second last one. We'll see about that.
Maybe. Oh no, Chad can't have any more.
No, Chad cannot.
Either can Christy.
Oh,
TJ can.
oh God.
So funny. Just so you know. No, so can you guys. Just saying. But that cat jumped up behind you, and I felt Timmy's energy coming in and poking at the cat and showing me that he's been playing with him in the middle of the night. Has your cat been ripping around in the middle of the night?
That is so funny. Like mom just said Peanut was really weird the other day. And then Buddy is like looking around the ceiling like crazy. And I think there's a bee in the house. So now I'm looking because that's my biggest fear. And I'm like, Buddy, I don't see anything. What are you looking at?
Timmy, he's
Yeah,
hanging
I miss him.
celebrating this with you, and not just celebrating with you, he's hanging around that baby in your belly. So he's vibrationally in the spirit world playing with her and staying close to where she is physically. Just like when he wants to communicate with you, he stays close to you physically. So it's just that when you're sleeping at night, it's the easiest for them to go and play. So they're playing with the cat while you're sleeping. That baby's going to be very close to those cats.
I think so. They're very obsessed with me.
They're just showing me my youngest son. When he was born, I had two fat cats, and they used to like sleep on him and all that stuff before he could even move. And now that boy is 15 and the most cat obsessed boy you've ever seen in your life. They all just squeezed you and said, just know how proud they are of you and how they're going to be with you every step of the way. So vibrationally create an easier way for yourself. It doesn't have to be so hard. You're not gestationally diabetes. You have that test already, but they gave you cookies.
So I've been very picky about what I eat.
Mm-hmm.
I was. And then everyone was like, can you just eat the food? Can you stop worrying so much? Can you just do what you want to do?
That would make sense the way they showed it to me because I saw the drink for the gestational diabetes test that we already talked about that's coming up, and they put an X through it. They're like, see, she's not in that restriction, so she can eat what she likes, and they're giving you cookies.
Yeah. I've been trying to stay away from the sweet stuff because that's literally all this baby wants.
One more month? No. How far?
Oh, no.
She's September,
So
right?
I'm due at the end of September, but I've seen a genetic specialist now, and the recommendation is that I get induced early in the beginning of September, which would make my baby an earth sign, which you predicted forever ago.
That she would be an earth sign.
You know, and then when she was due at the end of the month, I'm like, oh, we just missed it. So close. And then I went to these appointments and they're like, yeah, no, like everything's great. But because of everything that you have going on, we want you to go early.
They always can see things ahead of time, and sometimes they don't make sense at the time, but then as you get closer to that date, everything makes sense. So on that note, they said, now see, the little boy's over here, just saying. All right, they're pulling their energy back, hon. I hope that was helpful.
It was. Thanks, Tracy.
You're welcome, and it was good to see you.
You too. I missed you. And my membership expired and I just didn't do it. I was like, I should get one. And then I was like, maybe I should wait. You know
That's
how I
the
am right
beauty.
now with this back and forth, never knowing what I want to do.
That's the beauty of having these groups is you can sign up to whichever one works for you and not come to the ones that don't.
So,
Aw,
but I am happy to see you, and I'm glad I came today.
I'm glad you came too.
And picture will be pending.
Awesome. I'll look for it when we're done.
Thank you.
All right. All right, Aline, I'm coming to you. I'm coming to you. Ooh, hey. How are you?
I'm okay.
Oh, we have the same bed. Ha! You're
Struck
in,
two.
you're in my bed. What?
Laundry.
Oh, ha, ha. Mine doesn't have laundry on it right now, but it's full of cats and stuff like that.
I was able to hide in my bedroom while I did this, but as long as I, keep going.
I can feel a couple of souls around you, a younger one and an older one. Who do you want me to focus on?
Well, there's always Rachel, um, my dear friend Rachel, who passed away in October.
Yeah. Oh, that's the younger one. Okay.
Yeah. And my Grammy. My Grammy just passed away on the 15th.
She's the one that's taking me to the head. Remember, as soon as I started talking to you, did you notice me go like this with my head? Yeah. Okay. Look at, she's already got her feet on the floor and ready to go. Love it. Ready?
Yeah.
All right, I want you to close your eyes, and then when I'm done talking, I want you to take a deep breath, picturing that deep breath, starting at your big toe, slowly pulling it all the way up through your body, and then blow it directly towards me and give me a minute to focus. Okay, she's wasting no time. So your grandma steps forward, and like I said, immediately I can feel the pressure in the head, but I also feel spinning thoughts, which is usually my sign that either she couldn't communicate right before she passed, um, maybe a stroke and something like this, or dizzying thoughts. Or she was actually spinning, but I don't think she was actually spinning. I think that she wasn't able to communicate, or there's something about not quite being in my right mind before I transition. The first thing she did is she jumped up and she's like, I feel so much better. She's so relieved, like that pressure's gone. She can breathe okay, she can move. She's like testing out her body. She's like, everything works. So she was definitely losing mobility and quality of life in the physical reality before she transitioned.
Yeah.
Do you understand the dizzying thoughts? Was she unable to communicate before she passed?
Right before she passed. Yeah, they had taken the supports off. So she had a day, 2 days. They just kept her comfortable.
And your grandfather's also on the other side?
That's complicated.
Okay. Um, so what I'll quickly say, and then I think that's a yes, but we don't want him coming forward kind of thing. Do I understand that correctly? Because I'll tell you what she showed me. She showed me the gentleman to the side. Now, it could be a brother, something like that as well. But I saw her holding hands. She put the heart around the two of them, which is my symbol for healing and reconnection. So sometimes that can mean that it can either mean that he passed sometime before her and they have reconnected and healed whatever was broken, or it can mean that now that she's gotten to the other side, she has found healing around that situation and feels reconnected now that she's not in the physical grief or physical situation. Does that make sense?
Was she married to him?
See, when you say that, I see the yellow rose, which is um, friendship, very close friendship. Like I said earlier, it always means friendship. Sometimes it can mean divorce or separation. Now, when you ask that question, I got two souls. So was she remarried or with somebody in the later years of her
Is
life?
is that my mom's dad?
They're not talking to me, they're talking to you. So the lady who passed, this is mom's mom.
Yeah.
She's she just made it clear. She's like, I've reconnected with the one that I loved. I've reconnected with the one that I loved that she felt separated from for some time. Um, doesn't necessarily mean that it was your mom's biological dad because now there's all this like tension here. Do you know what I mean? Distorted energy that kind of pushes them away. But there is absolutely a soul that she is recognizing to her side on the other side that she has reconnected with since she got there. Now, I'm not in your life. This is why I say they're talking to you, not me, because I'm not in your life to know the details of what the heck she's talking about. But let me ask this a different way. Did she have somebody in her life at the end of her life that was very close to her, like relationship wise?
She outlived everybody. Grammy was a rock star. So I don't know. My mom spent the most time with her. So, but relationship wise, no, she outlived everybody.
So your mom will be able to understand this message better then. Um, but let me state this. I can feel her biological dad on that side as well, but it's on the other side of that wall. Now, when I feel that wall, I'm hesitant to bring them forward because sometimes people screw up so badly in the physical world that they don't deserve the right to come through and give messages without hurting somebody, and that's never their intention. Do you know what I mean? So I'm very aware when you ask about that, that soul is there. But I don't think that's who this is because I got the yellow rose, which is friendship. There's somebody very close to her that's either friend, sibling, cousin, partner, somebody that she was very close to on that side that passed many years before her because she was showing me distance or space that she has healing to be reconnected with on that side. Now, if she lived everybody or outlived everybody, then that might sound very vague, but I would say that there is at least one brother or gentleman that she is trying to refer to that would make sense to your mom, that her mom would say, he's here, he's here, he's here. Does that make more sense?
I'm not sure.
She's like, ask mom. She'll know what I'm talking about. But is your mom a distance or space away from you? Because
Yeah,
I saw distance or space, and I don't know if that means emotionally or physically.
physically. Yeah.
She's like, okay, holding of the hand, and I see her soul in more than one place at the same time. Now, the holding of the hand is my sign that somebody was with me when I took my last breath. And when I see the soul separate like that, I think what she's trying to, so I don't, were you not there with her when she took her last breath?
No, but I had spoke to her maybe less than 12 hours prior, and she had a bit of a head nod, even though she was very comfortable and dizzy, maybe. But
See, that's what she was saying. I couldn't quite communicate at the end there. There's always a reason why they show it to me the way they do.
yeah, but she acknowledged. I don't remember what I said, but I just told her that she had a really special trip planned, and she'd be happy to where she had to go.
And when her soul exited the physical body, she was able to come and be with you wherever you were and say goodbye. No, she's like, don't you dare say that word and say you were right. I'm transitioning. I'm going on a trip. But there is no goodbyes. When I said goodbye, she was like, what are you saying? There is no goodbyes. I'm still here. In fact, now she can be here in a way that she wasn't able to be in the physical world because she was older and she couldn't participate in your life the way that she wanted to. Now that she's in spirit, she can. And you as well, she's been waking you up. She said, I'll come in a dream. Don't you worry, I'll come in the dream, but you have to heal first. And even though I'm like, heal first, you were old. Like, I'm sure she was ready for you to go. And she's like, nah, you still have that grief around her passing, and the grief will distort the reality. So she can't quite come in your dream the way she wants to yet. So she's just been waking you up so that you'll know she's there with you in that moment. Have you been getting up at like 4 in the morning?
No, not noticeably. No.
Watch for that time then, because she just showed me 444. 444 is the number of angels. It's a number of protection. And how do you understand that?
Um, just waiting for my turn. I saw the clock 4:44,
Ah,
like
see?
an hour ago, I guess.
Yeah. She's
I
using,
actually don't see that one very often. I feel Rachel's always showing up, but the four is kind of stuck out there.
when you said that, she said, I know, because you felt kind of vulnerable recently in life, and she knows that. So that's why she's using that number now, wanting you to know that you are safe and protected and that she is with you every step of the way. So you're going to see that number a lot more. The other thing that she'll send you that goes along with the fours are the feathers.
We
Because
see lots of feathers.
Feathers have a connection, or birds have a connection to feathers. Feathers have a connection to angels. Angels and birds show up in your reality when they're trying to send you the message that everything is going to be okay. And do you know what the number of the angels is? 444. It's the same message, different way.
We're seeing lots of feathers. My son today, I spoke to him when he was at school, and he told me how that he found feathers, and they teeter between Rachel and Grammy, but those are the only ones who passed since they remember. So, yeah, we're seeing lots of feathers.
So this is why, how do you pronounce her name? I've been saying it wrong the whole time.
Um, I always
Rochelle?
like, is this her asking you?
No, it's me trying to get the translation right because she was my member and I think I was pronouncing her name wrong the whole time. You have an accent when you say it. I just called her Rochelle.
Oh, okay. Because Grammy, I always tell people, they're like, "Oh, did I say your name right?" I said, "Listen, my grandmother's never said my name right, so until like I take no offense." So that's kind of funny. She always called me Aylin, and it's Alin. And I always referred to Grammy saying that I take no offense, my grandmother doesn't say my name right, but that's how she says it, and I love it.
Rochelle's over there trying trying to teach her certain signs and symbols. And I think that's why you'll notice the overlap of them because she's teaching Grandma the symbols that she's already learned to communicate with you. So what I want you to do in this sense is watch for the coins because one of the first signs they'll use in this type of situation when you have more than one soul on the other side and you're not sure who's communicating with you, they'll send you coins, dimes and nickels and pennies and quarters, things like that. Now, you've probably heard that saying, pennies from heaven or dimes from heaven before, right? But they're so much more detailed than that. So the next time that you find a coin, what I want you to do is pick it up and I want you to hear this in your head because the coin represents a knock at the door. Now, if they knocked at your door, you'd open the door and go, "What are you doing here? Why are you here?" There would be a reason they're with you in that moment, right? So when you find that coin, make sure the first thing you say is, "Oh, there's somebody's here visiting me." First of all, who is it? Look at the date on the coin. The date on the coin is going to have a connection with one of the people on the other side. That'll tell you who sent it. But then not only that, pay attention to if you've asked them for help with something or if you've asked them for guidance with something, because that's when they like to send the coins the most. And the coin, so first of all, if the coin is face down, then that means whatever you ask for guidance, you got to put that behind you. It's not the right time. If the coin is face up, it means face it. We're together. We can help you through this. But you've got to vibrationally create the reality that you want to line up, and they will draw you the map and give you voice instructions along the way. Your grandma's kind of showing me that, again, it's not an accident in which order the messages come through in, right? And we went over this earlier. She said that was just as much for you as it was for anyone else. She turned on the music. She's like, "I love the music you've been playing." Like it feels a little outside of your grandma's norm, but she's like loving the music. And I just keep seeing it going loud. Did you have the music turned right up?
I don't know. I just know Grammy likes to have fun. Grammy was always the first to help set up a party, a social, an event.
So
And
she's cranking your music, going, "Come on, stop grieving for me." And
she was always the last to leave, the first on the dance floor. And it brought me to look at pictures of my wedding. And they're really beautiful pictures of me and her.
loves that. And you were looking at those after she passed, right? Because she's like showing me that she was hugging you that whole time. Are you separated though?
No.
You guys are still together?
Yeah.
Okay. Because she's, oh, forgive me. I think she's teasing if she's got a fun energy. She's like, "We can cut him out. It's all good. We can just make it you and me. We can cut him out." And I'm like, "Oh my goodness, that's what you want me to say about our wedding pictures?" Doesn't mean that she doesn't like him. Doesn't mean that,
She
she,
loves him because he's handsome.
yeah. But, and you guys are doing well, yes?
We're trying really hard.
I see. That's exactly. Okay. Now that you validated that, I think that's what she's trying to say because there's a very light-hearted energy around it, is that she's going to love him anyway. But if you decide that this isn't working anymore, that she's your biggest support, we'll just cut him out of there. But if you decide that you guys want to work and heal this, that she will move heaven and earth out of the way to help line up what you need to heal it. But again, you've got to vibrationally create healing and see things happening the way that you want them to happen.
My husband needs help. And we have a really big decision to make tonight for my 9-year-old son. It's a really hard decision to make. That would be some time away from us.
That he would have some time away from you? Okay. So let me help you feel better about that situation, okay? Because no matter what choice or decision that you're making in this world, it comes down to you have two choices. You are either going to make a choice based on fear of what will happen or won't happen if you do or don't do the situation, or you make a choice based on love for yourself and your family. And the choice based on love usually feels a lot harder and a lot scarier, and it requires a leap of faith. But the thing about the leap of faith is that when you make a choice based on love, that choice will bloom every single time. When you make a choice based on fear, it will blow up in your face every single time. So if your son has to go somewhere to get some help for a little while, first of all, they're going to go with him, and you are going to tell them what you need for him, what supports he needs, what you visualize for him. You're going to see him getting better and healthier, and they will do everything in their power to line it up for you. And when you take that leap of faith based on love for him and your family, it will bloom for you every single time. You are definitely making the right choice. The right choice is not the easy choice. It's definitely the harder choice, but long term, it is exactly the right choice to be made. And I'm swallowing my emotion as I'm saying this because I know I'm not saying that this is the situation with your child, but I'm just going to share my experience that she's playing with in my life because nobody understands this scenario better than me. Many years ago, my son was dramatically sexually abused, and he started to have all kinds of different behaviors that were taking him down the wrong road. And I had to make the choice to put him in a residential treatment program that took him out of my house and got him better. It was the hardest year of my entire freaking life. And you know what? To this day, he is now 32 years old, healthy, thriving, working as a security guard and living his best life. It will get better. And they got your back every step of the way. He's going to be okay. And that's the other reason why your son is finding the feathers, because they want you to know that he is protected. And so are you. Does that make sense?
It's been a long decade. I miss Rachel.
Oh, she's like, I don't miss you. I see you every single day. You talk to me all the time. She hears you. She responds to you as well. Feels like you're starting to recognize her communications more and more and more. She's using the ones around you. So you said you saw numbers before. You see 111 and stuff, don't you?
Yeah, all the time.
That's Rochelle reminding you to focus on your thoughts. Make sure your thoughts are thinking about what you want in this world. Think about a buffet restaurant for a minute, okay? Now, when you go into the buffet restaurant, there's all the different choices of what you can have, right? And there's spoons in each one of them that you spoon it onto your plate. Well, in life, There are no spoons. The way that you get those dishes onto your plate is just by looking at them and thinking about them and speaking about them. What you think and what you speak is what you are ordering, and that is what will show up in your reality. So you get grateful for this situation now. You thank them for helping you through this. You thank them for making it go quick so that you can get through this. You thank them for sending you tons of signs to let you know that they are with you and that he is okay. And you keep thanking them for what you want and keep focused on where you are going, and they will line it up for you. And I promise you, it will be worth it. You are not going to regret 10, 15 years from now that you didn't do everything that you possibly could do to get him healthy. But if you, let me say that better. If you allow him to go to this, you're not going to regret letting him go and doing everything that you could possibly do to keep him, to make sure he's okay. But if you don't let him go and he doesn't get better, then you will blame yourself for the rest of your life. You're stronger than you think. And you have your best friend and your grandma. And there's already covered that. We're pushing him away. You have more support on that side than you think you do. Why is Rochelle taking you swimming?
I don't know. Because we never did. Oh, yeah, we did at her birthday at a hotel.
That's part of the answer. Part of the answer is going to do something that feels easy and light and fun and taking your mind off of the stress situation. Because the more you look at it, the bigger and more dramatic that situation feels. If you can take your focus off of that for a little while and go have some fun, go take your son swimming or something and spend that time together. And then watch how that changes your frequency, your vibration. When your vibration changes a little bit, everything pulls into your world that matches that new frequency. When you say it's been a really hard decade, sometimes it's because we get locked into those lower vibrational frequencies, right? And it's like if you hate heavy metal music, but your radio station is stuck on the heavy metal station, it never changes until you change the dial. Once you change the dial, now the music that's going to line up in your world is going to match the new station. She said you got to just give yourself a little bit of a break. Take your son swimming or go to the hotel, just you and him, and have a night where you're like watching movies and eating popcorn and swimming, and know that it's going to be okay. She said, keep doing the writing. Have you been doing some journaling or some writing recently?
No.
Write it down then. The quickest way to get from where you are to where you want to go is to write it down. Our words written down, we call them spelling, because we are literally casting the energy out into the world that we want to come back to us. So it's actually like a cheat code in life to sit down and write, what do you want? Know what you want, write it down, say thank you for, and watch your loved ones line it up for you in ways that are so dramatically spot on that they are literally mathematically impossible to be fluke, random, or chance. Rochelle just showed me a picture. Do you have pictures of you and her at that birthday? Feels like you were looking at them recently or talking to her. She knows she was there with you. It is going to be okay. And you're an amazing mom because your grandma's showing me the pinky finger, which is my symbol that you have more love and nurturing and parenting ability in your pinky finger than some people do in their whole bodies. And just because our children go through struggles here in the physical world doesn't mean that we're responsible for that for the rest of their life. You are the soul that he needed when he incarnated in this world to overcome that challenge. Grandma gave you hot chocolate and tea.
I don't know why we both don't do that.
Did your grandma used to drink tea?
Not that I know of.
I think that's why I'm seeing tea and hot chocolate. One for you, one for your son. When we do the things they used to like to do, their souls show up. She's literally giving you tea. She's like, let's go. Let's have tea together. Let's go have like a drink together. Take them out to like, I don't know if this is like Tim Hortons or they're planning your whole day. You and your son need a day together, the two of you.
This is hard.
No, I'm so sorry. Rochelle just said, okay, so let's lighten it up a bit. And she's taking me back to the feathers. You've been finding them everywhere. She's like, all right, let's make an album. She's showing me like a picture album full of feathers that if you, every time you find a feather, stick it in an album. I've never heard Spirit say this before. This is a first.
She was very creative.
Like every time you find a feather, stick it in an album, write the date on it so that you have a visual representation of how many times she's there communicating with you. Sometimes when we're going through the worst times of our life, we feel like they don't hear us and that they haven't been around. So when you have that visual representation of how many times she has communicated with you, you won't feel as alone.
I don't. I just really, really miss her.
I know. I wish there was something I could do that would make you feel her physical presence. Unfortunately, vibrationally, all I can do is show you the signs and symbols that she's using to communicate with you. And in fact, Rochelle just gave you a butterfly. Do you have a tattoo? Have you been thinking about getting a tattoo for her?
No,
You don't have a tattoo?
I have two. Tattooed 3 times, but I have 2 tattoos. That says a lot about me.
Well, she made one of them a butterfly.
No, ladybug.
Me too, but you want to know what I don't even like butterflies or moths, but I very much connect with the butterfly, and I'll tell you why. Because butterflies start out as caterpillars, right? They're crawling around on the ground. They're here in a very physical way on the ground. And then when their time comes, they metamorphosize into their little cocoon. And when their wings and everything are ready, they bust out of that cocoon and they fly away. But they're not dead. They just grew wings and they're existing up here. But to all their caterpillar friends, they seem dead because they're not on the physical earth with them anymore. But they're not. They're still here with you, just in a different way. The butterfly symbolizes transformation. And I think the reason why she's not taking no for an answer, when you say, I hate butterflies, I don't like bugs, I'm with you, girl. I won't even go into the butterfly tent at the zoo. Won't happen.
I don't hate butterflies. I don't have a butterfly tattoo.
Whether you get a butterfly tattoo or a butterfly picture or something, she's going to be sending them to you. Watch for the butterflies and put one very close around you so that when you see it, you're reminded that she's not gone. She just grew wings. Does that make sense? Rochelle just said, by the way, his pictures turned out great. Did your son get his school pictures? That's usually at the beginning of the year, isn't it? Why is she bringing me to the school pictures?
I don't know. I think about her son a lot. Is this about her son?
Could be. All I know is she's acknowledging the pictures that were just done. And she's like, by the way, I love that little smile, his goofy little face. Like, I feel like there's a missing tooth even. Are your sons around the same age?
Yeah.
One of them has a missing tooth in one of the pictures. Whichever one has the missing tooth is the one she's talking about.
I don't know if they're recent pictures. She took really nice pictures. She had got really nice pictures of her son last year at soccer.
Ah, there we go.
Soccer season this year or now, so maybe that.
That would make sense.
I haven't seen him since her funeral. I worry about him.
This is why she's showing you the pictures and saying, if you ask, I can line it up for you. But if you feel like I can't see him and he's so far away and whatnot, then he just gets further away. Is he living with dad? Because I do feel distance or space.
Yeah, they
They're
live
like,
in a different. They're about. I don't know. She could laugh at you about it being a road trip, but it's probably just 30 minutes away on the highway where she passed away.
which makes it difficult to go drive there.
I think so.
That's why she's putting you in a hotel room as well. She's like, make the trip, go make it a time with you and your son so that it feels lighter and easier to go through. And that then go have fun at the hotel and stuff like that and be able to, the other little boy would be able to go swimming at the hotel. It's one of the things my friend and I do who lives in Ontario. She'll book a hotel room here and then we'll go pile into the swimming pool at the hotel and have a great visit at the hotel. This is what I think she's saying is that if you want to see him, you just say, thank you, Rochelle, for lining it up for us. Thank you for making this happen. Thank you for helping me be strong enough. And she's pulling your son along and saying, get the boys together. It would do your heart good and his heart good to be reconnected, even if it's just for a day.
Yeah.
And then as she's pulling her energy back, your grandma just hugged you, but then Rochelle just said, make sure you eat. It feels like you've been so stressed that it's hard to eat. Does that make sense?
My jaw really hurts from stress.
Yeah.
Makes it hard to eat.
This is why you have to do something to change your vibration. When I'm feeling like that, do you know what I do? I ride roller coasters. Because if you could find one in Alberta that is like open, or just wait till July, not that's too long to feel like this, but it's something like that that really gets your adrenaline going. Do you know what I mean?
Well,
It,
I do say my life is a roller coaster.
not in the fun way though. She's trying to change the vibration to something that can be more fun because if your vibration is so, I call that distorted energy, right? It's pain, grief, and trauma. Nothing can get into that energy other than that trauma. So if you can find something else to focus on that feels a little bit better, then it changes your frequency and pulls things in that will match that other vibration. But you've got to focus on thinking about something that will feel better and then doing that and allowing yourself to feel better. She's like, you're not rid of me. She's
I know.
with you all the time. She's hearing your thoughts. And one of the reasons why she wants you to feel better is because she can hear every single thing that you're saying in your head. And that if you could see the future from their perspective, you would not worry about any of this because it's going to be okay.
It's a tough choice.
I know, but worth it.
He's so tiny.
He's 9. Temporary, she said. Remember that too. It's temporary. When you say statements like that, like it's so hard and he's so tiny and he's so small, that builds that tension energy even more. When you say statements to yourself like, but it's worth it and it's temporary and it's going to change his future for the better, it's going to give him tools and supports that he needs right now, it's going to help all of us do better, then it takes some of that tension energy away. Does that
Well, like you say, these readings are not by fluke. Um, I worry from your discussion with the first gentleman just about his mental health and his inability to maintain his impulse and his thoughts. Yeah.
There's a reason. See, I don't know your story to know why she brought that man forward, but whew, I got goosebumps all over my body. Just know that when the soul transitions to the other side, they don't take all of those instabilities with them. That grandfather that experienced all that, He's healthy on the other side, and he is, no wonder she kept trying to bring him forward. He is somebody that can help you here in the physical reality, because who knows better how to help your son than somebody who actually went through that? But he didn't have access to the kinds of supports back then that your son has access to now. He's not going to end up that way. He has supports that your grandfather didn't have. He has you as a mom. You
I'm
understand that?
confused because what I was talking about was the first person who, oh, it was a lady that um, her friend's son who stabbed her or killed her
Okay.
in this reading. Sorry, I was thinking about
Oh, I see, I see, I see. And here I thought it was the grandfather.
the grandfather that is my mom's biological father, worked for the RCMP. So I'm pretty sure he saw lots of things.
And is help protecting you guys today by helping you know what to do here in the physical reality. And you're right. You are absolutely correct that it's not an accident who shows up to these readings, and that you're here, this group. You weren't here last group, you're here, this group. And you needed to hear those other messages so that you know that in the long term, this is absolutely worth it. This is them protecting your son. This is him or them helping him grow up to be strong and healthy and thriving in this world, not in mental instability. So if you can see that long term, how worth it this is and what the consequences are, possibly if we don't, then there is no other option. And it's actually not just that there's no other option, it is the best, most incredible miracle that you have access to this in the here and now, is how this feels.
I've worked really hard.
Yeah. So celebrate that now and take it from somebody who's lived it, that it's not going to be an easy experience, but I promise you it is definitely worth it. And when they get older, you know you did everything you could to help them. Watch for more signs. Rochelle just said now she's going to use bugs all the time.
No, thank you.
She's bugging you. If you are not seeing their signs around you, they will bug you.
I miss her humor a lot.
Oh, she's not done. She's like, make sure you say that when the ladybugs land on you or you see the spiders in your home. Make sure you go, hi, I miss you.
No, no spiders. I'll take the ladybugs.
Aw.
But I've seen 3 spiders in the last couple of days, which is very rare in my house.
She's got a sense of humor and she's trying to cheer you up. She's not taking everything so seriously because she knows it's just temporary and the best is yet to come. But she's really wanting to, she's putting the control back in your hands. She said that she knows you feel powerless and that there's vulnerable and powerless, like there's nothing really you can do, but everything you're doing is everything in the determination of how this plays out afterwards.
I miss her.
And you say, I miss her? Knock, knock, knock. No such thing, fluke, random or chance. All right, I'm going to let her pull her energy back, but do know how much she loves you, and do watch for that to wake up at like 4:44 or something like that in the morning, because when they wake you up at that time, it's because we have like 50 different dreams every single night, but you only remember the dreams that you wake up during. So when your loved ones try to come to you in a dream, sometimes we distort our dreams based on our own grief, right? You'll see them ignoring you or not talking to you or something, and it can hurt us even more. So what they'll do is they'll come to you in your dream state, but if you have distorted that dream, they'll exit the dream right as soon as you're out of that dream cycle and you can't remember it, and then they'll wake you up so that you know that they were with you.
I feel her. And I'm happy for Grammy.
Again, she gave you tea and cake. And then bang, bang in the background. Just so you know, spiritual emphasis. When you hear a ding, a bing, a knock, knock, knock. Is that your little guy? Oh, that's your big little guy.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good, good.
I never get goose and juices.
That's from Miss Diane.
Oh la la.
Because they're listening. Whatever you need to cheer you up.
Healthier juices.
Not exactly tea, but she literally just finished giving you tea and cake. Your husband walks in with that? Come on. They're with you.
I know. It's just tough.
Okay, I'm gonna let her pull her energy back, but I hope that was helpful, honey. I'm sending you so much love, and I will definitely keep you in my prayers.
Very helpful. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Keep my little guy in your prayers.
I definitely will.
You're awesome. Thank you.
You're very welcome, hon. Okay, I'm going to pause or stop the recording right now for anybody that's watching. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you next month for more messages from Spirit.